WWPH. Your community, your world, your radio station. 107.9 FM. WWPH in Princeton Junction.
All right, and we are back on the Divine 107.9 here today with Golden Hour. My name is Eliana.
And Dila.
We are unfortunately missing Miguel today. This is normally when he would have his show, but we've got a lot to go through. He just turned 18, so, he's busy celebrating his birthday.
He is the first adult in our little Golden Hour. I know,
very exciting. So we're wishing him a happy birthday over here from our studio.
Exactly.
But we're going to start off today about talking about 18 as the age in adulthood. So there's a law that establishes, obviously, when someone 18, that they are officially a legal adult. There are high expectations of this to figure out everything, and you're able to make so many more decisions. So this means that you have your official driver's license, right? You are legally able to vote in elections.
Yeah, it's a really big change, I feel like. Especially in our, it is a big change in other countries too, but, because there's, a lot of things you can do. And, voting age, we're talking about voting because, the new election and everything, voting age used to be 21. But in 1971, the 26th Amendment was passed, so now it is 18. It's been 18 since.
Absolutely. And drinking age is still currently at 21, but there is some talk, and just, nothing formal, obviously, but of people wanting to
There's
lower it down to 18.
There's always debates going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So due to this change, though, of voting in 1971, lawmakers changed the start of adulthood from 21 to 18. So, and the reason that 21 is kept as the age of drinking is because of drunk driving accidents in particular. It's pretty interesting, and, according to the National Institute of Mental Health, the brain continues developing until the mid-20s. I think 25 is the exact age there. So, obviously, even though as seniors we do become adults this year, we still have a long way to go before we finish developing. But we will be right back on the Divine 107.9.
Happy 107.9 FM games, and may the odds ever be in your favor.
I volunteer as tribute.
It looks like we have a volunteer to be the most devoted listener at 107.9 FM. Do you have anything to say to the people?
You will only be able to survive your battles by tuning into 107.9 FM at Princeton Junction.
WWPH. Your community, your world, your radio station. 107.9 FM. WWPH in Princeton Junction. 107.9 WWPH. Your community, your world, your radio station. 107.9 FM. WWPH in Princeton Junction. The Flash.
Good afternoon, this is Dila with your 107.9 FM News Flash for Thursday, November 14th, 2024. Israel has increased humanitarian aid in Palestine, but the Biden administration will no longer limit arms transfers. Massachusetts Air National Guard Jack Teixeira is sentenced to 15 years in prison due to the revealing of Pentagon's military documents about the Ukrainian war. Wall Street is betting on what Donald Trump's second run will mean for the economy. So the companies are expected to benefit from lower tax rates and lighter regulation, but retailers are also uncertain about absorbing higher costs by tariffs, which are going to be increasing by 60%. This has been Dila with your 107.9 FM News Flash for 12:01 p.m. on Thursday, November 14, 2024.
Wake up, dude. It's time to go to school.
Ugh, I hate mornings. Leave me alone.
I know just what you need to get up in the morning.
No way. What could possibly get me out of bed that early?
I wake up every day feeling great. That's because every morning I start my day by learning something new, by listening to 107.9 FM WWPH at Princeton Junction.
Hey Simran, where do you want to go for lunch today? I don't know yet, but let's hurry outside so we can leave quickly.
Stop right there. You guys need to scan out of the building before you can leave.
Why is that?
So administration knows where you are at all times.
But they won't know where we went to eat.
That's okay, but if someone needs to find you, they'll know that you have left the building.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Thanks.
This has been a public service announcement from 107.9 FM WWPH in Princeton Junction.
All right, we are back on the Divine 107.9 to talk a little bit about the effects of social media on the brain. So, again, this is kind of a birthday show for Miguel, even though he's not here. And as we're growing up, we've grown up with social media, right?
Right.
We're one of the first generations to ever have that, and so there's not a lot of research on how exactly it affects people growing up, but there definitely is some, and that's why we're going to talk about it now. So it's changed the way we communicate. That's a big thing. And according to Pew Research, 90% of teenagers use social media for 4 hours a day.
Unfortunately, that I'm part of that percentage.
Yeah, it definitely is an accurate statistic. I don't know if I necessarily use social media personally for 4 hours a day, but I definitely am online for 4 hours a day.
Exactly, yeah.
So it is a little bit scary, kind of just hearing that number out loud and knowing it affects most of us.
Right, and that's due to just the easy access that you have to these pages. Like they're just literally one tap away on your phone, and it's just so psychological at this point. So you're just so drawn into it, and it just affects so many things about you in your brain.
Absolutely, it does stimulate the brain. That's one of the big things.
Yeah.
We learned about this in AP Psych as well. So yeah, it's definitely not always a good thing. It can lower attention spans, but the endless scroll on these apps also doesn't allow people to fully process information, and it also, as well as shortening attention span, shortens the ability to focus.
Such a big part of it. Right now, on TikTok or whatever, if a video is longer than 30 seconds, I cannot, I just skip the video, if it's, so long. It just has so many of those little effects, and, it's made to be addictive in the first place. It gives, because it's just, that rush of dopamine that you get from, likes, comments, those funny videos. And, about likes and comments, let's say that if you post something on Instagram, it just doesn't get as many likes or comments that you wished. That emptiness actually, crushes your heart. And, because your brain just doesn't receive that fake dopamine. And, so, your entire mood is down because you receive less likes than usual. This affects so many people.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's a lot of things that we need, and one of those is not social media, but one of them is sleep. So we're going to be up right next talking about some sleep deprivation symptoms. Stay tuned.
Keep vibing, just keep listening, vibing, listening. What do? You tune into 107.9 FM WWPH in Princeton Junction, and you're guaranteed to vibe for life.
All right, and we are back to talk a little bit about sleep deprivation. So, although it sounds like a really severe thing, and it is, I think it affects a lot of people, especially in our school around this time of year. Seniors are applying for college apps, and juniors and sophomores are, working through APs. So it's very important for your health, your well-being, and your brain to get all the sleep that you need. Sleep deprivation occurs when you're not receiving a good amount of sleep, and it can also occur from sleeping during a bad time of day, like during the day instead of during the night, or having a sleep disorder like insomnia. So I think it's interesting because obviously people think it's just not sleeping, but again, sleeping during the day, if it doesn't allow you to align with your circadian rhythm, that can be a huge part of having sleep deficiency. So additionally, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, 1 in 3 adults report not having good quality sleep. And again, that's a huge, that is 33%.
Yeah,
so.
That's a lot of people. And it just has so many different factors to it. For adults too, the 9-to-5s and the increased I guess opposition against 9-to-5 is such a big deal because you're just forced to wake up so early. And and that sleep deprivation, it just affects your other daily activities that you could be doing after your 9-to-5. But so it causes so many things like problem focusing and it becomes harder for you to interpret others' emotions. You feel more frustrated really easily, and it just it affects. If it affects more than we think it does, because I feel all the teachers, they're oh yeah, I just slept 5 hours, but I'm feeling fine. It builds up later, and it just affects more than you think. You just temporarily feel okay.
Absolutely. So, now we know. Definitely stay off social media. Don't do 4 hours a day. And get more than 4 hours of sleep a day. So,
please do. This is a PSA.
Exactly. We'll be back after another PSA on 107.9 FM.
I've got some questions for you. Tell me everything you know.
What are you talking about?
I know all about the illegal activity, so you're going to have to answer everything that I ask you.
No, I'm not. Not without my parents or a lawyer here with me. You can't make me say anything except my name, address, and my business at school. I have rights.
Don't tell me what I can't do. I'm a policeman.
Too bad. It's the law.
This has been a message brought to you by 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction.
It's always a great time on 107.9, and this time of year, a big thing that is affecting just about everyone in America is consumerism, which is the topic of our next talk. So, consumerism is the idea that increased goods and services will increase well-being and happiness. And although for some people maybe that is true, it's not a good mindset to be in all of the time. It is often based on engaging in a lifestyle with excess materialism, and modern day consumerism has grown so much from how it's been in the last 100 or so years. Because it can affect society in good ways, and kind of bring connection like, oh, we love the same things, but it can also affect society in negative ways by bringing negative psychological effects such as anxiety and depression to people. Especially if they aren't able to afford things. And in this economy right now, that is a very real issue.
Yeah, I feel like consumerism in general has been such a topic, especially like social media, like we talked about before. Like it could be as little as just buying something like over and over again, or just and there are people trying to decrease this, and people exposed to consumerism are based on wealth, status, and material possession, show great levels of anxiety, like Eliana said, and I feel like I don't know, I don't think I'm such an over consumer. I am involved in consumerism in such a way. I feel like we all are. There's just different levels to it. And there's everything should be in moderation. I feel like when it comes to consumerism.
Absolutely. I think my personal tip to our listeners right now is I enjoy spending most of my money on food. I couldn't tell you if that's a good idea. It's probably not, honestly. It's probably best to just save your money. But yeah. I find that if I get my paycheck and I'm like, oh, I need to buy something, I either A, go and buy clothes, and I try to do it secondhand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too.
Exactly, yeah. Yes. That's a big thing. Obviously, if you listen to our past 3 or so shows, we love our secondhand items. But I think that both secondhand items as well as buying different food as your kind of way to spend money, maybe that's something that's a stress reliever for you,
right?
Are good ways to do it. But we will be right back on the Divine 107.9 with
107.9 WWPH.
Your community, your world, your radio station. 107.9 FM. WWPH in Princeton Junction. The Flash.
Good afternoon. This is Dila with your entertainment and sports flash on 107.9 FM for Thursday, November 14, 2024. British artist Frank Arbach has unfortunately passed away at age 93. He, in the past, fled Nazi Germany to London, became a famous artist, and he worked in the same studio since 1954 for 364 days a year. Books are currently being removed from Florida schools due to state law changes has made districts report restricted books. So Casey Mahan of PEN America declares that is a restriction of freedom. The Britain Booker Prize winner Samantha Harvey wins book prize with her novel Orbital. She was awarded £50,000. So she began writing this book before COVID-19, and it's about 6 astronauts circling the Earth. Talking about sports, Women's Professional Baseball League plans 6-team circuit for female players on 2026, and it will be the first pro league for women since 1954. Greg Murphy is stepping down as CEO of Liberty Media, who also owns Formula One. He will end the role by the end of this year when his contract expires. And Joe Malone, who is 83 years old, who was a chairman, is going to be the new CEO. This was Dila with your entertainment and sports flash on 107.9 FM for Thursday, November 14, 2024.
All right, with 1
million on the line. What is the best radio station?
Could I phone a friend?
Sure.
Hey, do you know what the best radio station is? That's easy. The Great 108.
Correct. You just won $1 million. To learn all the best facts and trivia, tune into 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction.
I want to be an ice cream man when I grow up. Or a snake charmer or a roadkill collector.
For all you high school kids who want to grow up and have crazy cool jobs, you can get your application for working papers now in the main office at both North and South. Working limitations vary depending on age, so be sure to let the secretary know how old you are when asking for the papers. Birth certificate, promise of employment, and completed health certificate are required.
We've got to work.
This has been a message from 107.9 FM at WWPH in Princeton Junction.
What's up, bro? Oh, yo, nothing much. What you doing? I'm just listening to 107.9 FM, WPH in Princeton Junction, the greatest radio station ever. Nice. Alright, we are back on Divine 107.9 with some activities to do with your family. So I feel like sometimes you gotta spice up what you're doing for fun on family nights. Mm-hmm. And we can start off today with a costume night. So I don't think this would be just for Halloween, but for any night you have, right? So, and this works, all of these ideas work for friends as well, which I think is a lot of fun. But you can all get dressed up in different costumes, or even dress up together, like a different time era, or movie characters. And it can be a lot of fun. You can just hang out in your costumes, and, sometimes it's just fun to be silly, so. And I think it's fun, you see a lot of people sometimes doing things like this, when they go out to dinner with friends. And I for sure would do that, I think, with friends, or when you pick out each other's outfits. I think that would be a lot of fun. Additionally, you can have an international dinner night where you choose a theme maybe for every Sunday night dinner, and you guys each cook one food from that cuisine or from that country, and you get to try new food that you maybe never would have tried otherwise.
Right, I feel like this is something that my family and I do a lot. We always find a new restaurant or a new cuisine to try, and it's such a great way to both just have fun with new foods and just expand your culture and your general culture and knowledge. I feel that idea is probably my favorite out of this whole list that we have. I don't know, I'm biased because I just love food so much, but
exactly, very relatable there. And the last one is to film a newscast. So I thought this was a fun idea that Miguel came up with. You can set up a newscast with your family and talk about any particular topic of interest, and this kind of works the same for having a family podcast, maybe. I think
that's a cute idea.
Yeah, I feel like my family, we go through a lot of different topics, and we have a variety of perspectives on things, so I think that's a very fun idea to do with your family, kind of create a bond over differences. And last but not least, this is what I've seen a lot on Pinterest and social media, but a themed movie night. Mm-hmm. You just theme your food with the movie. I've seen a lot of different Disney movies, sometimes people cook beignets if they're doing Princess and the Frog, and they have risotto there as well for the movie. They go through all the different courses. Or if you're doing Frozen, people have little Frozen mocktails, along with all the different kind of food they see in the movie. So, yeah, I think all of these are lots of very fun ideas, and we'll be right back on the Divine 107.9.
Feeling live and ready. Grab my breakfast, I'm out the door. I just ate cold spaghetti. Before I leave, brush my teeth, hop into my car. Cause once I plop on the seat, I only live 5-star. I'm talking 108 on our dials. Music with the best styles. Listen when I'm driving for miles. So tick-tock and check your watch, cause it's time for you to listen in to 107.9 FM WWPH in Princeton Junction.
Alright, we are back talking a little bit about our Throwback Thursday with Radiohead. So Radiohead is one of the most accomplished art rock bands of the early 21st century, and they were formed in the mid-80s in Britain by the singer and guitarist Tom Hork, bassist Colin Greenwood, and guitarist Ed O'Brien, along with their drummer Phil Selway and guitarist keyboardist Johnny Greenwood. The band was also greatly influenced by groups such as R.E.M. and the Pixies. So R.E.M. or REM, however you say it, really one of the most influential groups of all time. In yesterday's show that we had with Ryan, he played a couple of bands that were influenced by REM as well. And I think it is super cool that Radiohead, who, maybe has a little bit of a different sound than R.E.M. and the Pixies, kind of has a lot of influence from that band. Their debut album was Pablo Honey in 1993. However, it wasn't a huge success. It was actually the release of their single, Creep, that put major waves in the U.S. The Bends of 1995 was also a big surprise for fans.
Yeah, I feel like with Radiohead, like, whenever I hear Radiohead, I think about Creep, the song. They've had many albums in the past, and I just don't happen to listen to Radiohead too often, but I do know, like, so many fans, and, like, they are talented. They know what type of music they make, and they're just really talented. And the OK Computer album, which that was like a pretty popular one. It was a pre-millennial version of Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, which is from 1973. OK Computer was released in 1997, and so, like, they're just such a compelling part. They're like a big part of, like, the rock music industry.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's a lot of fun, and just very cool. But we're gonna be right back.
You're listening to the only commercial-free radio station that has all your local news, sports, and weather. WWPH 107.9 FM in Princeton Junction.
107.9 WWPH. Your community, your world, your radio station. 107.9 FM. WWPH in Princeton Junction. The Flash.
Good afternoon, this is Dila with the 107.9 FM Roundup Flash for Thursday, November 14, 2024. A local university is honoring alumni after he wins a seat in the House of Representatives. Princeton University graduate George Whitesides has turned the 27th district in Columbia blue after the election and has become the 8th House representative from this college. New Jersey's efforts to increase wages continue to pay off as the median teacher salary is now over $80,000. This is an increase of almost $3,000 since this past year. The new president-elect's goals of decreasing food and grocery prices nationally might backfire. Although Donald Trump has rallied to lower the cost of meat and other goods, the current inflation continues to affect these plans. Tensions in the Middle East continue as Israel attacks the Syrian capital. At least 30 people have been killed and injured in Damascus, Syria, after infrastructure and the nearby suburbs have been targeted by the 2 Israeli airstrikes. High School South's Black Student Union will be hosting a faculty and student basketball game. This will take place tomorrow after school in the main gym at South. An Olympic skiing champion is ending her retirement to come back to her team. Lindsey Vonn will be joining her U.S. ski team after winning multiple medals throughout the Olympics in 2010 and will be come back at age 40. High School South Student Council will be hosting a volleyball tournament for any students interested. This will be this Saturday, November 16th at noon. As of 12:23 p.m., there's a crash investigation on US 9 in both Edison Bridge in Sailville or Woodbridge. All lanes closed, and there will be a 20 to 25-minute delay. Taking a look at weather, it's currently 51 degrees and very cloudy in Princeton Junction. Tonight will drop to 35 degrees, and we'll be having low 60s with lots of sunshine throughout the week. This has been Dila with your 107.9 FM Roundup Flash for Thursday, November 16, 2024.
Oh, cartoons? Well, lucky for you, 107.9 is the place for you. From the many crazy adventures of Cow and Cheeky, to the many fun adventures of Ed, Edd, and Eddie, to our many wonderful friends at Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Blue, to my many different experiments here at Dexter's Laboratory.
Hee-ha-hoo! Man, I'm pretty.
Join our cartoon craziness here on 107.9 FM WWPH in Princeton Junction.
Every year, almost 9 million children in developing countries die of largely preventable and treatable illnesses before they reach the age of 5. However, through basic health care delivered by local health workers, many of these lives can be saved, and you are just one step from helping. See where the good goes at goodgoes.org. And find out all the ways you can help to get good to go further. Brought to you by Save the Children and the Ad Council.
I like radio in the morning.
But I like to listen in the afternoon.
Order! There's no debate. Just listen to the great 108.
Alright, we are back on the Divine 107.9 here today, and we're going to talk a little bit about the High School North Fall drama. So, we have a lot of different drama events going on right now.
Right.
We've got Harvey coming up here at High School South, as well as Another drama, I believe it's about the 80s and kind of a piece.
Yeah, like Too Much Light Makes the Baby Go Blind.
Yes,
that's the name.
That is the name of the other drama we have going on. It's kind of a musical type situation. Not a full musical, though.
It's still a play, yeah.
Exactly, at South. But at High School North, they are having their drama. Today is actually the first opening day.
It is Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Already Thursday. And it goes to the 16th. Every day it will be at 7:30 p.m. Tickets cost $10 at the door. And the play is The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde. So I think that's a lot of fun to start off the year with such a, fun play and everyone gets the chance to act. It's a satire of the Victorian social hypocrisy published in 1895.
Yeah, and so it is considered the greatest achievement of Wilde's dramas. And so what this is about, so the main character is Jack, who is in love with Gwendolyn Fairfax, the cousin of his friend Algernon Moncrief. So Gwendolyn thinks Jack's name is Ernest and turns his love back. However, her mom, Lady Bracknell, refuses since Jack is an orphan. And so Jack discovers his name is actually Ernest, and he is Lady Bracknell's nephew and his Algernon's brother. So lots of family drama going on, lots of identity confusion. But this does look very interesting, actually.
Absolutely.
Lots of stuff going on in this one.
Yes, I think this will be a lot of fun for all the viewers. And again, $10 to support High School North theater program. So I think it's a great deal. Definitely go. And we'll be right back on the Divine 107.9. If you want to feel like you're walking on sunshine, listen to 107.9 FM, WPH in Princeton Junction. Alright, we are back on the Divine 107.9. We've got our game break real quick. So we're going to be testing Dila's knowledge on general culture.
Ooh, okay.
And see how she does.
I'm very excited for this.
Exactly. I think you're going to do well. I think you're a very well-cultured person.
Thank you for that.
All right. Which platform is most often used for video game and live streaming? Is it A, Twitch, B, YouTube, C, Facebook Live, or D, Vimeo?
Twitch.
And Dila is correct. Yes. All right.
It was either that or YouTube.
Exactly. All right. What feature did Instagram introduce in 2016 to compete with Snapchat? Is it A, Stories, B, Reels, C, IGTV, or D, live streaming?
Okay, Snapchat doesn't have live streaming. Or Reels. Stories. I remember hearing, I think Stories.
And you are correct once again.
This is proof that I spent at least 4 hours on social media daily.
Yes, that is very funny. How many bones are there in the adult human body?
Oh.
Is it 186, 206, 226, or 246?
206.
And you are once again correct.
Look at me being cultured.
I know. This is great. All right. What is the main ingredient in traditional Japanese miso soup? Is it A, soy sauce, B, tofu, C, miso paste, or D, noodles?
I think miso paste. I remember watching a recipe on it. I think it's miso paste.
And Dila is once again correct.
Yay, I love miso soup. That's why I know this.
I know, it's great for the cold weather we're having today. Very chilly outside. Now, what part of the brain is responsible for memory and learning? Is it A, the cerebellum, B, the hypothalamus, C, the hippocampus, or D, the medulla oblongata?
Okay, the parts of the brain, I'm the worst at that. I jinxed myself. Memory and learning. I'm going to say cerebellum.
And you would be incorrect. It is C, the hippocampus.
Oh,
that's okay. You were close.
It's okay. It's okay.
There's a lot of different parts of the brain. All right, we've got a couple more, about 3 more left here. What parent company owns both Instagram and WhatsApp? Is it A, Google, B, Apple, C, Facebook, that is now Meta, or D, Amazon?
Meta.
And you are once again correct. Oh, wait. Yes. Yes, you are correct. I always think Facebook. I almost said, oh no, it's Facebook. Now it's Meta.
It's Meta.
All right. What is the main function of red blood cells? A, carrying oxygen, B, fighting infection, C, clotting blood, or D, regulating body temperature?
Carrying oxygen.
And you are correct again. Let's see. We are almost completely in a row here. Only the brain is what messed you up. And we're going to have one more body-related question, which is, what is the medical term for high blood pressure? Is it A, hypertension, B, hypotension, C, hyperglycemia, or D, acidosis?
Hypertension.
And you are correct.
That's from me watching many episodes of Chicago Man.
Absolutely. So a big round of applause for Dila right there. She accomplished all of these, really. So
yay.
We are going to be right back on the Divine 107.9 next time. But this has been Eliana.
And Dila.
All right. Keep tuning in for more shows with Golden Hour. And keep tuning in for North Club After School today. Bye.